Good morning, Jeff. I'm a little too loud. Let's fix that. Now, am I too loud? No, I'm not too loud. All right, good. We'll go ahead and bump it up just a hair. There we go. Let's go ahead and do the tap test. Shouldn't be killing anybody with that. All right, we have sound. So we have sound. We have sound. We have camera. We could probably use some lights. Let's work on that. Let's move things around just a hair so I can get to the light. But I've left it hanging in a way that hopefully, yep, that's what I thought would happen. It has been raining and raining and raining. Not like cats and dogs raining. That doesn't happen here that often, but it's been raining a lot. Got a holiday wreath up. That's about the most decorating we'll get in here. We got this live stream. We got one more before we take a holiday break. Morning, Kevin. Ben, you put on pants. Why'd you do that? So now I think I should have put it over a little bit just so it'd be seen more often. Let's do that because, got to get in a festive spirit here. Pull out the staple that I stole from somewhere else that wasn't doing its job. So no sense in leaving it there. Now let's see. It needs to be, I see, it needs to be just to the left of that. We'll make that happen. A hammer. Do I have any of those? Let's go right here. There we go. Decorated. Yay. Get some fire going. Let's remind everybody what we were doing. When we were last here, what we were doing, you see here, and that is to get one of Roy's blanks. Let's move the camera, considering we have a little bit different situation going on here than we normally do. We'll bring her in. We'll even raise her up. There we go. And having raised her up, we can tilt her down. Look at that. A little different view today. Now let's make it so that the camera doesn't turn off while we're working on these things. Roy, who? The least likable blacksmith on the internet. Or is it on YouTube? I'm sorry. I have to make sure I get his catchphrase right. There we go. So, we need to texture the mustache. The problem with texturing the mustache is, right now, I don't have the kind of uh, chisel that I would want to really be able to do it justice. So, I'm going to, I've got a piece of material in the fire, piece of leaf spring that I already turned into a hex. I'm going to flatten out the end and make myself a little chisel there. Bent chisel, curved chisel. The Addams Family. Need to put a little bit of coal in the fire. Just so I don't run out. I don't think I would, but better safe than sorry. Just bank it up there. It's all wet, just like I like it. No fire cam yet. I still haven't gotten the micro HDMI cable replaced. I bought one. That just isn't working. So this piece of paper that I picked up off the ground. Well, no, I took off the wreath. That's what it was, describing what it was, and in being that it's you know, actual bows of some sort of evergreen. Turned out to not be paper, but plastic. So, little petroleum product in the forge there. You know, whatever actually makes you feel good, Ben, that, you know, you do that. But do keep your pants on. I prefer that right now. I don't want to think about anything else. Yeah, I bet the Adams Goodamuth crew are pretty busy right now. They're going to have one heck of a shindig, and I'm hoping I got the date right, because I can actually probably attend, because I think he said it's the 17th. That's not a work day or anything. I just have to put it on my calendar to alarm me to get in there when it's coming on. That's next Sunday. That would be awesome. Not to win anything, but just to finally be able to watch as he's doing this fantastic set of giveaways. I'm really what's the right word? Pleased, I guess, at just how giving the community has been to, you know, provide him so much to share with the community. So let's get this out of the way. Get this over here. Get my little bring it in. Get it back in the fire. Was I even? I was. Okay. But I can get it better. Let's just move the whole shindig over that way. There we go. Like that. Cool. Cool. And metal is too cool to continue to work. Oh, it's Friday the 15th? Okay, thank you for correcting me. So yeah, I definitely will have to leave work early. Hey Siri, add on my calendar Friday the 15th at 2 p.m. Get ready for Roy's live stream. Perfect. And if I triggered everybody else's, you now have it in your calendar too. Isn't that great? Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate the assist. We want Roy to to have a nice active live stream for that one. Mainly because in the blacksmithing community, as long as you're not a jerk, if you win, we all win. You get to represent a community of makers doing something you don't see as often in this world today as you used to. Making things with fire. Fire, sinew, and sweat. Sinew and sweat. Yeah, then I was right. If it's 5 Eastern, it's 2 p.m. Here in the Pacific. That worked out great. Old people using tech. 55 years old. I'm not that old. And anyway, I was using tech before you were even a... Never mind. We Gen Xers are not old when it comes to tech. Tech's been our whole lives. Can you sing? Back in the fire. I keep hearing backdraft happening in my forge. Gotta wonder what kind of gases are ending up down in the flue. I mean, sorry, not in the flue, in the weir. Ben Jerky. It's all good, Ben, because we give it right back. So you keep on giving, we'll keep on giving back. I'll end up grinding that off. So not worried about that. All right, I think that's about where I need it to be. I don't know if I've made the chisel the correct way, but I think it will actually do what I want. About the only question I have now is, should I leave the bent edge over towards one edge, or should I'm going to try to peen that into more of a curve than it is, but I might have to grind that curve in. But should I leave it to the one side, or should I try to center it? But I'm thinking just leave it over to the one side and I can aim down the side. So that's my thinking. All right. Let's do this. Cut it off. Or I can grind it off. I'm going to cut it off, and then we'll grind in. And because I plan on working copper, I'm not even going to heat treat this at this point, because I want to actually get to work on it. Then you could spell tech. Nice, Kevin. Yeah, Ben, people get that old. I have to give a shout out to my dad. I just realized because that I had the his birth year wrong, and he celebrated his 80th, one of those milestones, without me actually recognizing the milestone it was. So I don't know if that's a good thing, and he felt like, hey, at least I didn't get reminded how old I was, um, or a bad thing because I didn't actually get to celebrate the milestone with him. No, no square, huh? I think if I were to start doing craft shows, the one first thing I would probably do is go ahead and get a Square account. Or I'd say Venmo me. Say I don't take credit cards, but I'll take Venmo. All right. And because it's so exciting to see, a Smith cut off something. That isn't even hot enough. Let's get it back in that fire. Venmo. Yeah, Rob? And hey, I didn't see you sneak in. 47. Well, I mean, when you're the size of a young child, Ben, you're gonna make it look good. Damn shame that I don't have a good fire cam going right now. That's a hell of a nice fire. And he says as he realizes he could always turn a camera. A really nice fire. We'll just set this up as the Yule fire, Jack's live stream Yule fire. Got myself a little cave going on. Here, let's see if I can actually record this. This would be a great source. There's got to be a way. Start recording. There we go. All right. Switch gears here. Stop recording. And that can be the Yule stream that I can do later. Go over here. We're going to cool this off so my hands stop being annoyed by how hot that is. Put it in here. Do some quick rasping on it. And then if I have to, I'll get the file to do the rest. Well, and I will have to because I need a round file for that. I'm doing it the wrong way, of course. Everybody should be complaining right now. All right. The rest of this is going to require grinding to be able to do what I want to do, so, which is to get a curve in there. Pretty close to square. Not quite, but pretty close. Grinding wheel. Yep. That's the right one. Not that you're going to actually be able to see anything at this point. We're making a curved chisel. Hi, Adam. 55. Huzzah. 2 more years then, huh, Kevin? You get to celebrate another milestone. Not even 2 years. I'm not buying, Ben. You can keep your picks. Slithered in when I wasn't looking. All right. What's the complaining that needs to be done? Am I doing something wrong? Because you should let me know. First off, that isn't going to do what I want to do. There's no way I can actually grind a curve in. I need to actually put a curve in. All right. Being dumb. Being dumb must stop right this second. Until the next second. All right, back into the fire. As I think about this more, I need to figure out how to push the curve into my chisel. I haven't watched a single video on how to make a curved chisel, so this should be interesting. I think it's going to be the same way I put a curve into a leaf, but never done it before, so. Let's see if I can get away without the tongs. Which means I need to get it good and hot so that it will deform into the swage stump. Let's switch over to the swage stump, huh? Almost there. Hey, look, swage stump. Over there where my Trenton anvil lives. My little 75-pounder. All right. Good and hot. Yep, that's what I was saying. Jeff, thank you for confirmation though. I don't have a swedge block yet, so that's one of those things that's got to come in the near future. You know, it's funny. A friend of mine who started me on this craft, he one time posted on Facebook something that I realized I was too naive to even answer correctly, and it was, "So what's my next purchase? A swage block or a swedge block or a power hammer?" And at the time, I think I answered swedge block, but I now realize it doesn't matter because I didn't know any better. Now that I actually know any better, I'm starting to realize that swedge block is the thing that I probably need the most. I did make it sharp-ish, and that's what I was in the process of doing, but I really needed to, I realized that there's only so much sharpening you can do ahead of making that curve. So the inside curve, yeah, but I was still ending up with a flat outside curve, and that's what I didn't want, and that's why I realized I needed to stop. I could have probably just continued to grind and then grind down the top to get it to the curve that I want, but I think that that's just, it's better for me to just swedge it. I'm fired. Well, since Ben is my boss, I guess I have to quit the live stream. I will say this, I'll probably be ending the live stream a little early, or at least extremely promptly, because I've got to a Broadway show visiting here in Seattle, Michael Jackson tribute that I'm going to. Normally it'd be a um, date event, date event for me and my wife, but she decided she'll let my youngest son go with me. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking, Adam. The only difference is right now, because I'm going to just work copper with it today. I'm not gonna worry with the harden and temper. Um, I will end up hardening and tempering it, just not today. Didgeridoos. Oh, that's cool. You have to have a variety of curved chisels for that, right? Different sizes in the wood. Jerry Springer to do my show? I don't think that's going to work. You're not very late. I'm in the process of making a curved chisel, my first curved chisel. So as I'm making it, I'm, thinking through the process, making some mistakes, correcting the process. Let's see what I can do here. I burnt it. And I'm not bending this in the least bit right now. There we go. Straight curve peen. There we go. I mean, cross peen. Well, that's not doing a whole lot either, except catching the wood on fire, making the place smell good. Hmm. Okay. other ideas. I know I've got other ideas. Since I'm standing here at the Trenton anvil, we'll go ahead and continue to use it. We're going to trim off the bit I burnt. I completely forgot. Thin stuff burns pretty easily. Go ahead and cut that. Cut that off. Burnt part gone. Now I can go over here and dress it again. All right, back into the correct shape. Let's get it out of there. Cool off the material. Back into the fire. The back end of the material, that is. The part I don't want to, that I want to be holding on to, that is. Longer taper or you're going to struggle to curve it hot. Okay, got it. Thank you for that tip. Because that is definitely not a long taper. Let's pull it back here. Where the work is going to get done next. Since clearly there's more work to do. Be ready for that bending. There we go. Hey, did you see I fixed it? It now says PDT and EDT instead of PST and DST. End you hold on to, yes. And because the other end will take layers off your hand. Now, sometimes that might be useful, but not very often. Hammerhead family, nice. Thanks, granddads. Took a long time to remember which is the end you should hold on to, right? All right, let's draw that taper back then. Heat it up. Not hot enough. This was my first blacksmith hammer. Good old Harbor Freight cross peen. And didn't know anything about dressing a hammer when I first started, and boy, did my work show it. This is in a lot better shape than it was then. So no, I have no anger. Frustration? Yes. Anger? No. Doing my best to not heat up the thin end. So if anybody out there has drawing skills that they want to actually exercise, but no time to actually forge the thing they're drawing, I have a drawing I haven't had time to make that I want to actually create a menorah. I have several family members who would appreciate that. And I grew up with the Hanukkah bush Christmas tree combo. It's just I haven't gotten around to actually figuring out how a menorah could be made. I'm sure it would have to come together in pieces, and my preference would be to make it without having to dig out the welder that's tucked behind too darn many things in my garage right now. So, and it's not for this season, obviously. We are in Hanukkah right now, for those who don't know. So it's too late for this year. In other words, not too late for you, but too late for me. If you happen to be somebody who is a celebrant, I wish you a happy Hanukkah. I know sometimes I get lurkers on this channel. I get family on this channel after the show has aired. I am thinking about you, even if my particular mental affliction is such that I don't represent that as often as I'd like. Ah, sprint boat drawings. Oh, that's gorgeous. Crusty moss hammer. You got a moss hammer as your first hammer? Yeah, that wasn't going to happen for me. Even if it is crusty. I needed something that was in the, $15 range when I got started. My wife likes me to start cheap just in case I don't keep up with the hobby. I think I've proven now that this is the second year I've renewed my Restream membership, that this is a hobby I'll stick with for a while, or at least until my body won't let me. This has been a childhood dream for, well, it's been a long time since I was a child, so there you go. That's right. Normal is setting on the washing machine. Is that right? Well, you didn't introduce me to Dan. I knew Dan before I knew you, Ben. Speaking words of wisdom, Rob, as Rob says, as Robs do. You might actually take that smithing somewhere one day, huh, Kevin? uh, Remind me, Kevin, you actually are a metal worker for your career, right? You know what? I'm not even going to try and bring that back in. I like the fact that it bowed a little bit there. That actually could prove to be useful here in a little bit. I think that's about as long as I need it to be. Let's hope I'm right. Next step is to see if I can get it to bend in the form. We'll see. The other option is to start trimming away from the edges here, and then in the middle here, and lo and behold, you have a curved chisel. So I think we're going to try the forming version first, and if that doesn't work, we'll flatten it back out again if it moved at all, and we'll do the grind away, grind away, grind away. Yeah, right out the gate, the biggest, the easiest implementation I can think of is bundle weld in the middle of a bundle, and then spread the bundle of 8 out on the bottom to be the foot, and then out the top it becomes I take it back, have to be 9. I keep forgetting that. 9, and the bottom becomes the foot, and then the 9 becomes the actual candle holders. So you retired from the Steelworkers Union. That's cool. All right, we're not going to do any more here. Let's go back over to where I plan on working next. Nope. Yep. I'll do it. Small round stock for a fuller on the stump for rounding that chisel. That's what I was wondering, is if I really should be just for, you know, I was actually going to use the tip of the horn here and start rounding around it. But you're suggesting that instead I use a piece of round bar and fuller around it. That's not a horrible idea. See if I can actually hold it in place. I happen to have a tool for that. Will it work for round stock? Oh my gosh, it does. Well, it does. Till you try to do too much with it. Let's try that again. Okay, that looks like it's going to stay where it's supposed to. Maybe. Let's make sure. Now it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. All right, I'm going to try that. We're going to try it that way first, especially because that man says he makes these things for didgeridoos. He might actually know what he's talking about. Look at that. See, pretty leaf hold down. Hey, Alexis. Better late than never. Put the back of the chisel on the stump and hammer the round bar into it. Oh, yeah, that would be another smart way to go, wouldn't it? Oh. I have that too. Let's try that. Because, again, you listen to the guy who makes these things more often than I do. Put this piece of stainless steel over here. And I think stainless would be a great way to go with this. It's not going to deform as quickly, I don't think. Cold, at least. It's hard to move when it's hot. Let's try this again. Go over here. There we go. Look at that. All right. Do I have enough hands to do this, though? That's really what it boils down to. Go ahead and do a... I definitely wouldn't have enough hands if I were trying to do this with tongs. Let's go ahead and chill this metal a bit. All right. Get this hot part hot. Flat tire's not a bad brew either, there, is it, Rob? And Shane's not here to comment on it. He'd confirm, or not my go-to, but it'll do in a pinch. All right, let's go here and here. Let's see what happens. Doop, doop, doop. Oh yeah, that's doing the trick. It is working, it's just I have to be more coordinated than I'm used to. This would work a lot better if the wood wasn't going away so fast. We'll definitely try it and do it again. And first we find the pieces of Santa that I just knocked all over the place. It's going to be really important to know where that button nose went. There it is. All right. Put that over here where I'm not knocking things around. Let's move that piece of equipment before I break a drill bit. Oh, that's right. It's called fat tire, not flat tire. Any two words together, yeah. Adam should write a book. Ben, man of mystery. Let's get some of that heat back into the area I just spent all that time tapering. I'm learning quickly that I just realized I could do this as my swage too. Let's see if I can prevent myself from being burnt in the process. So sort of like having a V swage that I'm pushing it into. It is curving ever so slightly. Let's see if I can show it. If the camera's over here, I just need to move my hand over that way. Did I get it? There's so much shine that I honestly cannot tell. Let's put it down where I can actually control some of this light coming in. And we'll put it right here, and we'll just bring the camera to it. There we go. All right, so now I can bring it up and start showing that we are ending up with a curve. So it's working. Just take my time, get it right. I got 99 problems and Ben ain't one. I like the other title though. Adam sucks. Okay, I'm good. Oh, Ben. Yeah, I don't anticipate doing the whole thing on the anvil step. I also expect that I'm probably going to have to do some cleanup on it when I'm done. I really just need to have a better, you know, fuller. And I could make one of those too, but don't feel like trying to get that done right this second while I'm doing this other. Okay, so the question is, how much curve do I need? Enough to make that look right when I start chiseling on it. So not a whole lot. I'm pretty close already. I just didn't want straight. You know what I'm saying? So a little bit more maybe, not a lot. Yeah, it's just I don't know that I want the edge to be much wider because I want, okay, I'll explain. It makes sense when you see it. I also want to be able to flow that curve around, right? I can come in here. That's about as big as I want the curve to be because I want to be able to get this, you know, um, I want to be able to get a little bit of counter curve going on there and then curve it back. That's what I'm thinking. So it really doesn't need to be, I don't want it to be a really big one right now. And the fact is, it's almost to the point where it's ready for me to just put an edge on it. I will be making more of these. So having experience making the first one and the mistakes I've made along the way will help me figure out how to do it right in the next ones. I think I'll not bother with the camera this time. Trying to hold both the swage and the piece I'm swaging, or the fuller I should say, and the piece I'm fullering with the same hand is a fun challenge. I will say that. All right. Well, that's done a good job. It really has. As we bring it back here, we've got a good curve going on there that I can finish up with just a little bit of grinding. So let me do that. Put that there. Bring this over here. Bring you all into the fun. There it is. You use a diagram to make pizza. Feynman diagram to express the value of the imaginary variable for the Rico Otter discombobulator. Recruiter, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Recruiter discombobulator. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, Jeff. I'm going to start to grind the rest of it in. All right, where did I put it? There it is. Now let's see how bad I am with a grinder. Well, for one, you probably shouldn't grind at your face. Let's move the shield. Grinding at my face is probably contrary to good safety, especially since I forgot to put on my safety glasses. All right, we'll move the handle to a more appropriate place. All right, now let's see what we can do. Very nice. Very nice. Getting your legs so you can't see what I'm doing. If you can't see what I'm doing, it means you can't really tell me what I'm doing wrong. Now, the one thing I know I'm doing wrong is this is not a flat. So let's make it flat and then put the edge on. There we go. Now, nobody would normally be satisfied with that being the final product, mainly because other folks would probably be like, you left such deep gouges and, it's not beautiful, smooth edge and yada, yada, yada. My take is, this thing isn't meant to be cutting hair off my arm. It's meant to be chiseling in marks. So let's find out if I can chisel in marks without burning myself. Bugger 'em. That's right, it's my tool. Such a way with words there, Mr. Adam. Now, the one thing I will do, though, is just a little bit of cleanup because I can on the bevel, mainly because I do like having nice things. Anybody else find that the clip for these guards are just not well put? Just me, right? Because everybody else knows how to use these things. I actually took shop class in school. Move this where it's not getting so many sparks thrown at it. I mean, it's only my Mac. All right. Now I should be able to look down it without being afraid that I can't see what I'm looking at, right? Yep, I can look at that. Let's get the mustache over here. There we go. Selective noise canceling mode activated. Yep, exactly. There's that. There's that. Let's find out if I can actually mark this thing in a way that looks good. First things first. And that worked great. Look at that. That looks like somebody created a little mustache hair. We're going to go ahead and make my life just a little less annoying and see if it'll actually hold it. There's the foot. Almost forgot that part's still hot. And I've decided maybe I don't need counter swoops. That's working like a champ. As somebody with swoopy lip hair, I'm really pleased. I think I could get a little bit more curve on the chisel, but really not necessary. It's working great. Hope you guys are able to see what I'm able to see. Now that I think about it, let's take this all the way out to the edge. Nice. That worked great. Trying to remember how this is done. It's not like that. There it is. Look at that. That's a mustache. All right. Let me block, get out of the... That is some good textured mustache. Let's do the other side. That's right. If I didn't create a Santa with an epic stash, it just wouldn't make any sense. All right. Come over here. We'll put the foot down on this one, this side. Yep. Let's work on the other direction. Now, do I need a chisel to be this long? Probably not, but I'm finding this is kind of nice to have this long. I don't have to be bent over to look at what it is I'm working on. Come on, get in there. Don't hit your own hand. That's just dumb. Come on. It's moving around on me a little bit. That means it's not being held down very well. Let's fix that. Do all hold downs have a sweet spot underneath? Or is it just mine because of the way I made it? The foot, that is. All right, let's take a look. All right, that looks pretty freaking good. I'm gonna go ahead and tap in a couple of hairs along the edges. That looks phenomenal to me. That looks really good. Okay. We need to drill some holes. I need to set this. Let me see. It's way cool enough now. I'm not worried about it. I think I actually even touched it accidentally. Very good. Time for me to get a larger jar for my chisels. Run out of room. Larger can. We'll find ourselves a larger can and we'll upgrade. Move this over here. Let's think about this real quick. This goes there. I did not pay attention to Roy, and if he had mentioned what size drill bit I need. So we're going to work on figuring it out. What the heck is it camera pointing at now? Must have bumped it. All right. There we go. There we go. Let's figure out what drill bit I need. Forge a chisel holder like mine. It's pretty fancy, I know. First thing we do is put back the drill bit I have. My wife was being very crafty this week, putting up gates to try and prevent our husky from trying to get upstairs to chase our cat. Bleeding hearts that we are, we rescued a husky before we were ready to be, or I should say, before we were fully prepared for the challenge. Looks like at some point I accidentally drilled into some dirt and it was left on my drill bit. All right, that's taken care of. Now, the other thing I need is I have something that'll serve as a center punch. Yeah. Well, that used to. It needs some help in that regard. I can't find my little clickety-clickety center punch type thing. That's the technical term. We all know that technical term, right? We know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about clickety-clickety center punch. All right, that'll do for copper anyway. So, what I need is that to go there so that I can actually eyeball where the center punch needs to be. All right, first things first, what size do I need? That's too big. 1/4 inch or 15/16. 1/4 inch. If I really wanted to know, and break out the calipers. I have calipers. So rather than guessing, let's verify. These are overkill calipers because, you know, that's the way I play, the way I roll. Yep, 1/4 inch. Cool. Nice to have confirmation of my eyeballs. So 1/4 inch. Ad hoc center punch. Right? I was ready to measure anything, but more importantly, I wanted some stainless steel calipers that I could scribe with. And I know you're not supposed to do that, which is exactly why I'm doing. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's not the reason I'm doing it, but it seemed like the right solution to the problem for the price. So I feel like that seems pretty right. Just put my head right in the way because everybody wants to see the top of my head. Let's move this temporarily. Let's grab this. That's close to center. It's about as close to center as my nose is. There we go. Good enough. I could practically punch through this. All right, that takes care of that. Now where do I want it on here? Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to drill this one through, and then we're going to lay it on top, and we're going to go from there. I just had the drill. Here's the drill. I'm going to hold it here. It's not a vise. You should always use a vise when you're drilling. I have a variable speed drill, so we're going to use that for my benefit. I don't think the bit's actually even reaching what I'm trying to drill yet. Either that or I'm using the wrong bit. Pretty sure I'm using the right type of bit though. Again, no training, just trial and error and watching YouTube videos. Don't be like me, kids. Was I supposed to start with a smaller bit? Let's try that. Let's start with a smaller bit, then we'll move up to the bigger bit. Okay. Whoa, that just broke off the tip of my, that just broke off the bit. That's garbage now. That'll go into the chuck it bucket. Now I'm starting to wonder if I'm using the wrong bit. Could have sworn that these were the metal bits. Let's see. Pork and then beans. Am I doing a bad thing? Yeah, you know what? We're going to try something different because that isn't working to my specifications. We're going to find out if I use the wrong bit. Now, change bit types. Now that seems to be having better luck. Having chips. Now I want fish. Wow, this is acting like it's way thicker material than I thought it was. It's working now. Yay, we're through. So I think I was using the wrong bit before. So now I have to ask, if you saw these two pieces, or two bits, or let's go in. There we go. And then focus, and focus. Which would you think was supposed to go through steel? Well, obviously this is not steel, it's copper, but still. That's why I picked this one. That sure didn't behave the way I thought it was going to, so I'm going to try it again. It's not hurting it. It's just... Nah, this one's not going to just snap off, that's for sure. I mean, it's working, but now let's go try the equivalent that's got the brass coloration, which would surprise me if that's actually the right way to do it. Hey, Adam, the titanium coated is high... Yeah, that's what I thought. So, work hardened copper. Oh, you think that's what it is? I haven't done that much work on this copper, so... This is where a vise comes in. This is definitely working better. So I'm going to go ahead and, use this thing I have that looks a lot like a vise. The problem is this vise is not the kind of vise I really need, because there's nothing preventing this thing from moving downward as I try to work on it. But we're going to give it a try anyway. Yep, that worked great. Leg vise for the win. Now, if I can find what I need next, the best thing to do would be the next step, which is always the best thing to do. The next step is always better to do than the step after that. Okay, look at that. Found my calipers that I forgot I had. I found my drill bits and stuff that I forgot I had. Even found a thermistor I forgot I had. What I don't find are the round file that I know I have. I'm pretty sure I've probably done something silly like take them in for another project. Everybody should have inside tools and outside tools. Just that simple. Is Alexis in the channel? Because we were just talking about these in Discord. Just adjust this like that. And now I've got the offset scribe go all the way around. Dagnabbit, stay on the camera. Offset scribe, go all the way around the piece. You just have to set that to the depth I need it to for the material I'm working on. I knew I had something like this. All right. Since I don't have what I'm looking for, what am I going to do instead? First off, put away the tools I already have out. Then I can go looking for the other tool I need. All right. Yep, it is not here. So let's do this the hard way. Put that away, don't, oh yeah, I will need it. Just come back here. We'll do the, I was hoping to find my round file and file the inside of the circle. The inside of the circle is really not that important. Hell, even the back side here that I'm doing isn't terribly important. The reason the inside would have been good to file it is then I wouldn't be concerned that any of the shavings were going to get in the way of me putting this through. But it looks like we're okay anyway. Nope, go this way. There we go. We're okay anyway. All right. Since we are okay that way, we take and pull this back out again. Go ahead and figure out where Santa's nose needs to be. Let's go ahead and set this here so we can look at it a little better. Put it right about there, I think. Not quite as high up as I had it. There we go. And then we'll go right here with the center punch. Triple check everything. Measure once, cut twice, right? Put my mark. Now pull out the tools that I just put away because I wasn't ready to actually put them away. Dee-dee-dee. All right. And just so you can see the fun I'm having, we'll come over here and share in that. There we go. Put that away. Pull back out the thing I need. Which is 1/4 inch right there. Yeah. What have you guys been chit-chatting about? So the black bits with pointy point are for wood, and the synthetics and the yellow titanium are for steel. They still break though. Okay. So I have two different types of wood bits in there is what you're telling me. I've got paddle bits for wood, and you're telling me that the black bits with the pointy bits are also for wood. Interesting. Vice, crazy idea. Well, I annealed the copper definitely before using the chisel, the chisel on it. So transfer punch. Yep. And my super fancy transfer punch. Which oh, I'm sorry. You're right. The transfer punch. Yeah, that's the name of the Kukudi one. Thank you. Of course, you might not be hearing me say that, but quick breaker time. There we go. There we go. Through and through. Yep, the transfer punch is what I was thinking of. Come on. Having the right tool at the right time is so nice. Unfortunately, that's not what I have right this second. So there we go. It's not the right tool, but it is working. The back of this is more important than the mustache or even the face of this, because this back will be exposed to the hands of those who follow after your work, hanging it on a tree or wherever it's going to go. So that was important. Bring you over here. You can get the close-in look. Come on, there we go. So the front, having a burr is no big deal. Something's going to sit on top of that. But the back, I didn't want to leave a burr there. That would be problematic. So that has now been dealt with. I'll go ahead, put it together. Pray that I didn't goof it up. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. The next part, I have to come back over to, let's see about heating up this rivet just to make my life easier. Let's see if I have any heat left in the smithy. I mean in the forge. Where did it all go out? It all went out. No! Break out the torch. We'll do it that way. I happen to have gotten a better element on my torch. Or not element, damn it, what's it called? Nozzle? Now I'm forgetting again. Anyway, as a result though, it means I can actually heat things up with it pretty good now. Tongs, I'm definitely going to need them. See if these tongs are big enough or small enough. Yep. All right. I want Santa to continue to have a button nose. So I'm going to use my rivet, um, my rivet heading tool. Anyway, the mechanism I use for keeping the rivet head round. Bucking tool, is that what it's called? Okay. Well, I made one of those a while ago when I was making my tongs. So we're going to swap on over to that. Yes, heat coloring does look cool on copper. No, no argument there. Heading tool, okay. Carbide for stone. Okay, so what you're saying is I need to ask for some carbide for stone drill bits. What's getting in the way? Right there. Now, I don't think it's exactly the same size as the rivet that I've got, but I'm hoping it does prevent it from being spread too much. I think this rivet is actually too long, to be honest. Um, I'm debating right now if I should cut it down or not. You guys tell me. The rivet's too long, right? That's not going to come out to be. That's not going to flatten out enough to to get a not be a big lump on the back, is it? Here's where we're going. There we go. And I don't have a small ball peen, so we're going to go with that hammer. I think I'm going to take a break for a second here and get a swig of my coffee. Yeah, cut twice and it's still too short. Exactly. What the heck? Let's keep reading. Thanks for the notice. I've got the notification to let me know at 10:55 that I had to stop. So my wife is reminding me that it's time. Let me put this rivet in. While I'm putting away the tools, I'll wait for 1.5 of the rivet size sticking out. Tool, tool, tool. That's not, where's 1/4 inch. There it is. 1/4 inch now in its place. Close that up. One and a half times the thickness of the rivet. I mean, that is longer than that, I think. So back to that massive caliper. We know it's 1/4 inch. So if I wanted it, maybe turn it on. We know it was 1/4 inch. 1.5 would be 2/8, 3/8 inch. Yep, there's my alarm saying it's time for me to call it done. Come on. Where's 3/8 inch? I can't math. First off, let's just do that. Why are we being blinkety blinkety? Three-eighths would also be 12/16. No, 3/8 would also be 12/32. No, come on. 13. 3/8. 8 times 8. Okay, that'd be 20. Okay, I'm way out of bounds. That's why. Getting closer. Getting closer. 3/8 would be 6/16. So freaking close. This thing is too sensitive. There it is. 3/8. Lock it in. The height. From there. Come on. I can do this. There it is. So it's just another 1/8 of an inch too long. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. And that way I can wrap up and get myself cleaned up for this event. Surprisingly, it doesn't look horrible. Oops. The problem is the stash moved. There may be some final things to be done about this before I can call it done. May end up having to be next week's finishing moves, but that's funny. Santa's a little snookered at this point. Oh my goodness. So it did actually come out pretty good though. I'm really happy with that. I'm sure that clamped and tapped, that stash will move right where it needs to go. So with that, folks, I'm going to say thank you for joining me again this week. I always appreciate you taking the time to hang out here. Hang out with me, keep me company while I'm busy working yet another project. Keep all the other folks company while I, stop paying attention to the chat every now and then. Anyway, I definitely appreciate it. So I'll be back here for one more show before the end of the year next weekend. And so until then, same bat time, same bat channel. Love and light.